Good evening, everyone. So, first of all, let us look at the homework question that I had given you in the last class. Let us try to solve this homework question that I had given you, right? So, what is this question saying? Consider a group of people A, B, C and consider the relation at least tall as. Is this transitive? So, देखो, suppose I consider that, beta, consider this, that A is this individual and this is B and this is C. So, I am saying A is at least as tall as B. A का height B जितना है या B से ऊपर है. And then I am saying B is at least as tall as C. A is as tall as B, B is as tall as C. So can I go ahead and say that A is at least as tall as C? Can I say this? Yes. अगर A का height B से बड़ा है और B का C से, तो A का C से तो will be higher only, no? So I can go ahead and I can say this. So is this relation transitive? Answer is yes. Now talk about completeness. Completeness क्या बोलता है? Given any two bundles, I should be able to compare. तो इस केस में given any two individuals, can you compare their height? क्या आप इनका height compare कर सकते हो? Can you compare their height? You can say that, okay, this person is taller, this person is shorter. You can complete the relationship. So is this complete? Yes. Is this complete? Yes. So at least as tall as means या तो tall होगा या तो बराबर होगा. So you have covered all possible things. That either two people में one will be tall, one will be short, or the second possibility is that both will have same height. You have covered both when you are saying at least as tall as. So at least as tall means what? दो चीज हो गई, या equal height या one has more height. यही तो होगा, isn't it? One has equal height as other or one has more height as other. Both these relationships are covered here, isn't it? Right? So you can go ahead and you can understand here that this is a complete relationship. Right? So this is about it, right? Now, I hope that this homework question is absolutely clear to you. Let us now go to a new topic and we are going to talk about indifference curve today. Okay. What is an indifference curve? An indifference curve basically is combination of two goods. That means I am presenting a consumption bundle such that consumer gets same level of utility. Right? An indifference curve shows all those consumption bundles that leave the consumer indifferent, which give the consumer the same level of utility. So if the consumer gets same level of utility, that curve which shows us those bundles, उसी को हम indifference curve बोल देते हैं. So let's try to plot an indifference curve. So I have good 1 here and I have good 2 here. This is my indifference curve. IC1. Indifference curve 1. Try to see this thing, beta. I am saying that point A, point B, point C, point D, and so on, all these points give consumer the same level of satisfaction. They give consumer the same level of utility. What is the word, beta? Utility. Utility means satisfaction. So all these bundles give consumer same level of satisfaction. तो देखो यहाँ पे, suppose here I have 1 unit of good 1 and 5 units of good 2. Here I have 2 units of good 1 and I have 3 units of good 2. Suppose here I have 3 units of good 1 and suppose I have 2 units of good 2. Here I have, इसको 6 कर देते हैं. Let's make this 6. Here I have 6 units of good 1 and 1 unit of good 2. ठीक है. And suppose I have defined my satisfaction. कैसे define किया मैंने बच्चे? My satisfaction from the two commodities is equal to the product of the commodities. This is how I have defined my utility. इस तरीके से मैंने अपने यूटिलिटी को डिफाइन कर दिया. Now, how we define utility is a separate topic. I will talk about that separately in another lecture. अभी के लिए just take it as given. Just consider it given. अभी के लिए मान लो कि ऐसा दिया हुआ है आपको that your utility is the product of the consumption of the two goods. तो बेटा बंडल A में क्या है? गुड 1 के 1 units and गुड 2 के 6 units. So what will be your utility from A? 1 into 6 equal to 6. Now B beta. In B, you have 2 units of good 1 and 3 units of good 2. So what will be your utility from bundle B beta? Again, कितने units हैं good 1 के? 2 units. कितने units हैं good 2 के? 3 units. 2 into 3, 6. Bundle C beta. How many good 1 you have? 3 units. Good 2, 2 units. What will be utility from C? 3 into 2 equal to 6. Bundle 4 beta. How many units of good 1 you have? 6 units. Good 2, 1 unit. Utility from bundle D will be 6 into 1 equal to 6. 6 into 1 equal to 6. So you are getting the same level of satisfaction from different bundles. So we can say that bundle A is indifferent to B, indifferent to C, indifferent to D. They are giving you the same level of satisfaction. So two bundles that give you the same level of intersection, that give you the same level of satisfaction, that is called as your indifference curve. All these bundles, ये जो एक ही लाइन पे लाई करें, such that इनसे जो utility मिले या satisfaction मिले, that is equal, becomes an indifference curve. Now we want to go ahead and we want to define something which is called as a weakly preferred set. But before I define this, I want to do another property of indifference curve. क्या property है बच्चे? The property is points that lie above indifference curve give higher level of satisfaction. Those points which lie above the indifference curve, है ना? They give you more level of satisfaction. So for example, दिस इज एन इंडिफरेंस कर्व, ये मेरा एक इंडिफरेंस कर्व है ICA। ये हो गया गुड x, गुड y। Those points which are above this indifference curve, माने जो भी पॉइंट इसके ऊपर होगा, like point D, this is point B, point F, this is point C, those points which lie above indifference curve, उनसे आपको ज्यादा satisfaction मिलेगी। Why? Because just see here बेटा, suppose I am looking at bundle D, तो D और B को अगर हम कंपेयर करें, if I compare D with B, D has more amount of good X and D has more amount of good Y, है ना? तो जैसे सपोज पॉइंट B is 2 units of X and 3 units of Y, तो what will be my utility बेटा? अगर मैं utility X into Y मानू, 2 into 3, it means 6. This is the utility from bundle B. This is my utility from bundle B. What about utility from bundle D? Bundle D has 4 units of X and it has 4 units of Y. So what will be utility from bundle D beta? 4 into 4, that means 16. So bundle D is giving you more utility than bundle B, isn't it? तो यहीं से हमारे पास एक प्रॉपर्टी आ जाता है which is called as monotonicity. Mono means more. So monotonicity means more is preferred. So if you increase consumption of both goods or one good, holding other constant, utility will increase. यूटिलिटी विल इंक्रीज। तो जब हम दोनों ही गुड्स को बढ़ाते हैं, जैसे पॉइंट बी पे जाते हैं, या अगर मैं पॉइंट सपोज यहां आऊं, पॉइंट एफ पे आऊं, तो एफ पे क्या हुआ? व्हाट इज द यूटिलिटी फ्रॉम एफ बेटा? आई एम कंज्यूमिंग 4 यूनिट्स ऑफ एक्स एंड मैंने y का चेंज नहीं किया, यहां पे भी y इज 3 यूनिट्स एंड f पे भी y इज 3 यूनिट्स होंगी। सो 4 into 3, 12. So utility at F is also more than B. F and B have same amount of good Y. देखो Y का consumption same है, but F has more X. देखो X बढ़ गया. So utility has increased, isn't it? So whenever you increase both the goods, जैसे point D पे गए, X भी बढ़ा दिया, Y भी, I increased both, or I increase one good, then my utility will increase. So this tells me another thing, that higher the indifference curve, more the utility. जितना ऊपर मेरा इंडिफरेंस कर्व होगा, the higher my indifference curve is, the more will be my utility. So which means that if I have to go ahead and I have to draw indifference curve 1, indifference curve 2, indifference curve 3, good X, good Y. As I go on higher and higher and higher indifference curve, my utility will increase. My utility will increase. Now let's talk about weakly preferred set. So beta, if you remember, what was weak preference saying? क्या मतलब था weak preference का? X is weakly preferred to Y. It has two parts to it. दो चीजें हो सकती हैं इससे. One, either X gives you more than Y, 2 either x utility is equal to y. So weak preference has two things in it. दो चीजें आ जाती हैं weak preference में. The first thing in weak preference is x is strictly preferred over y. And the second thing in weak preference is I am indifferent between x and y. I am indifferent between x and y. तो बेटा when x is preferred over y, मतलब these are all points above indifference curve. Because जो point भी indifference curve के ऊपर होगा, they will give me more utility. And indifferent means all points on the indifference curve. All points on the indifference curve. So if I have to go ahead and if I have to combine the two, क्या combine कर रहे हैं बच्चे? Above indifference curve and on indifference curve. So what will I get? This is my indifference curve. Good x, good y. This part. All points on indifference curve and all points above indifference curve. If I mark all these points, जो IC के ऊपर हैं और IC पर हैं, I hope I am right in the Hindi part. Those points which are on the indifference curve and which are above the indifference curve, if I include all such points, then that gives me weakly preferred set. What does it give me? It gives me weakly preferred set. Am I clear with this part? So weakly preferred set to any point. जैसे अगर मैं point ले लेती हूँ point A, यहां पे हो गया इसका डिमांड good 1 का x1 and good y का y1. And I ask you, what is its weakly preferred set? So weakly preferred set will be all those points which are on the indifference curve, क्योंकि वो a के बराबर का यूटिलिटी देंगे, they will give utility equal to a, and all points above the indifference curve because they will give utility more than a. Including these two kind of points will give you weakly preferred set. So please write down the shaded area consists of bundle at least as good as bundle A. At least as good as means what beta? Weakly preferred. कि या तो A जितना either equal to A or more than A या A से ज्यादा. So I'm including all bundles which are giving utility either equal to A or more than A. Am I clear with this? So this is your weakly